Shalom Alaikum. My name is Hezabah, and I am a child of God. You can find that in the King James Version Holy Bible, in the book called Deuteronomy, in chapter 14, verses 1. That is every word printed before the colon. I give all glory and honor and praise to the God of the Hebrews and to the Christ of the Hebrews, the only begotten Son. To all of you reporters who is blaming the Los Angeles and Orange County, California fires on everything or everyone except God, I have a quick message for you. It's no secret to this United States government that God exists, the Christ exists, and they know that he is here in the most southern state, Miami of Florida. And they monitor all of his Facebook social media posts, not only to just keep up, but to also disregard everything that he says, whether it is by way of a video or if it's by way of a post, Facebook post. Everything that he says, every word comes to pass. Everything that he says that come out of his mouth, it always happens without a doubt. They know that the Christ is here, but they will not acknowledge it, and neither will they tell the people or the world. The Christ of the Hebrews. Hear this message to all viewers and listeners who dwelling in this land.
Okay, you know by now what's going on in Los Angeles, Orange County, California. So, imagine this. Imagine in your mind every major city in every one of the 48 states in this mass of conjoined land called, I quote, the United States, end quote, being set ablaze. Set on fire. Wild, out of control fire is a celestial plague. Reference Revelation chapter 11, verse 6. I repeat, wildfires is a celestial plague that is ignited by the celestial God of the Hebrews. Reference Exodus chapter 9, verses 1 through 13. Not arson. And a celestial fire is a plague that is ignited by celestial fireballs that are released from our celestial spacecrafts. Reference Psalms chapter 68, verse 17, that you call UFOs. And then, once released into this planet's atmosphere, the celestial fireballs are then fueled by 100 miles per hour winds, just as experienced in Los Angeles, that is burning right now, even as I record this thesis to your de facto government. So imagine every major city in their own state experience what is taking place and experiencing in Los Angeles, California right now. That is, except for Miami of Florida, where I sit. Why? Well, apocalyptic and prophetic. Thus, fulfilling the celestial prophecy that is now recorded and read in the book called Malachi, in chapter 4, and verse 1 of your so-called, I quote, Holy Bibles, end quote. And Jesus cannot help you. Why? Well, because Jesus does not exist. Never did. Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 10 through 15. So, you choose to ignore mine true existence and our presence here on this planet that has now led to this historical and record-breaking fire. And the death toll and electrical power source will only elevate. Why? simply because this United States Pharaoh refused to come to Miami and meet with me. Period.
Now, what this United States government called UFOs, and now more even, they're calling it by another name called UAPs. They are not what they are calling them. In fact, they are celestial flying spaceships that belongs to the God of the Hebrews, and they know this, but yet they rather lie to the world to keep hiding it and keeping it a secret that God has angels, celestial beings that flies by the 20s of the thousands, even more. That's just what's on record in the Bible, 20,000. But we know when it comes to God, matter of fact, don't let it come to God. Don't underestimate God. He's not limited or bound to only 20,000 celestial spaceships. He allows us to see what he wants us to see. It's true, and in fact, that it was a fireball that set those fires in Los Angeles and Orange County, California. I even bear witness that they fly in the sky. Take a look and see for yourself.
October 27th.
And we know, but we just saw a
October
ship
27th. Triangle.
These ships connected in the triangle.
Look at that ship.
Look how close it is. That's what we in Bush. That's what we saw.
Woo! Magadola. This United States governments do not have the answers that you are looking for. So they are going to, of course, lie. They are going to lie because they cannot stomach the fact that their world is coming to an end, and they can't stomach the fact that God is here and God is real and God exists. So they are going to make up whatever lie there is possible to make before they all submit and subject to telling the truth. They don't have the answers, and they do not give God the credit for every natural disaster, every time you wonder, well, how did this happen? Who caused this? Or who caused that fire in California? God. The God of the Hebrews and the God of Israel is here. Praise y'all. They would never, ever give God the credit of what he has done. But yet they rather say that it is a homeless man starting a wildfire, a massive fire. They even said that the fire is an apocalyptic fire, but yet they won't give the credit to God that he is the reason for those fires. The disasters are not going to stop. They are not going to stop until you acknowledge that the Christ, the God who I believe in, who I serve, the God of the Hebrews, is here. The God of the Hebrews is Yod, and the Christ of the Hebrews is Yod Kazak Shemi. Look it up. Do your research and seek his face and know that he is real. And everything that he says happens and it comes to pass. To those of you who are searching and want to believe or even have been experiencing certain things as far as like a spiritual awakening or a spiritual journey that, you know, people like to gravitate to and go on and step aside and separate themselves from the world. If you are looking for the Hebrews, the God of the Hebrews, now I am not here to convince anyone, but for those of you who are searching, in fact, of the truth, because you know that you have been experiencing and been lied to all of your life, to those of you who wants to seek his face and wants to learn and wants to comprehend more, I encourage you to reach out again. I am not here to convince anyone. When you bear witness for yourself, then you rejoice. And it's not something that you can just sit on and not, share it, because God is good and he is also terrible, as we see what's going on in Los Angeles and Orange County, California. Praise Job.
Then it tells you this paper is pale. It's pale. A pail or a steak. A pail or steak. A pail or steak. And then it also tells you that there's a palisade. A palisade. And now this is where you get your dictionary. Do you know what a palisade is? What's the palisade? What is Palisade? Do you know what that is? Well, according to the dictionary, it's a fence or wooden stakes of iron railings, a palisade. And that fence is supposed to be posted between you, your nation, Israel, Judah, Jacob, and other nations. There's supposed to be a fence between you and them as a closure or as for a defense. And you have a fortified camp of your palisade. Opposed to that palisade, you're not supposed to cross over to that palisade, Judah.